Hello, this is Mom's Life Coaching. I want to talk to you guys about the diversity and being a Hmong woman living in America and having Kone or being a shaman. And what does that all entail for us, right? So, Toina, a long time ago when we used to do these shaman and helping people and stuff like that, it's very different now. So because we live in America. Honestly, you a lot of people can still do the old ways, It's like the Bible, you got the New Testimony and you got the Old Testimony, and a lot of people still believe in the old ways, which that's totally fine. Everybody has their right to do however they feel and choose to do, right? So, but then for Gua, it's so different, right? It's so different because um cho cú giấy tu lần có mong là hết cũng một khả là um I believe in God. Like I still believe in God. Like God is great and I've seen his work. He's always prevailed for me. And that's where I got the battle between being the diversity of being Hmong, and then living in America, so it's pulling us to two different places. Like, oh, you just thought oh, you just thought Hmong, you just thought you don't. It's hard, right? And you have all these beliefs, right? That you were brought up and conditioned to believe, like our religion and our culture and what it shaped us to be who we are, right? So so it's been hard for me, my journey has been a very difficult journey just because I just can't grasp the difference. And so I had to sit in solitude to really understand what it is that I have to do. So if you guys are like me, you are spiritually gifted. So spiritually gifted means koning, or you have a shaman. Okay, so that's what I feel it is. Okay, so to you to koning, right? Spiritually gifted, you have a gift, right? So what does this gift entail, right? So and God gave it to us. Okay, not that only God gave us this gift, we asked for it. Okay? So before we even came to earth, this is just my thoughts and my hypothesis. I don't know, but these are my thoughts. I feel like before we even came to earth, our life is already written for us. That's why it's called destiny. It's been destiny. You are destined to do these things, okay? So even before you came onto earth, and it has to be done because it's fate. It's divine calling. So okay, okay, God gave us this gift, okay, and we are supposed to use it for the better of good. And sometimes some people think more like a gift, so there's a lot of evilness, even though there's a lot of good that comes into the world, there's also a lot of evilness. And that's where I believe God protects us. He protects us from all. And he gave us this gift. So moving forward, I feel like I've always had this gift. Always have this gift, right? So I remember years ago when I had my son and I was like going through such a hardship. Because I was the only one providing and I was on maternity leave. I just had my son and I was so stressed out about bills, as a one woman provider for the house. Of course, you're worried. You're always worried. And, being on survival mode, it was tough. And I think I cried more than I should, and they call it postpartum and whatnot. But, I was very stressed. But I remember one morning, kushala, and it was pretty early in the morning. And I saw my grandma. She was in her wheelchair, and I could just see the light beaming at her, and the light's beaming. She's coming through, and and I feel like she was trying to tell me something. but I didn't know what it was, and that is the gift that I already have, and I neglect it because I have this gift and I didn't know how to use it. And I was afraid. I was afraid of my gift. Like, I didn't know what to do with it. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And what is she trying to tell me? And I was really naive, really naive. I didn't listen. But I remember waking up, going downstairs, having a cup of coffee, and smoking my first cigarette of the day. And I remember looking at the cigarette butt. And as I'm looking at the cigarette butt, at the bottom of the butt, it came just swirly. You could see it though. There was five numbers that it was all smoky, and you can see it. There's 5 digits. I've never seen anything like that before, and I've never seen it after. It blew my mind. I just couldn't believe that it formed this 5-digit numbers on my cigarette butt. Very small, but you can see it. And I was like, what is this? But I didn't think of anything of it. And I'm like, oh, whatever. This is nothing. 3 days later, I went to the laundromat, and I went to look at the newspaper, and I was like, oh, just to see, because I want to almost prove to myself that I'm not crazy. I wanted to prove to myself that I'm not crazy. So I did. So I went and looked at the paper, and I wanted to see the lottery winning numbers from the night before or whatever it was, or I think it was that day. I can't even remember. And there it was. The 5 numbers that I already saw days prior to the jackpot. $88,000 I could have won. Thank you, Grandma. But I didn't listen. So if you don't listen to you don't listen to them, you will miss out on opportunities. You will miss out on a lot of things. But you have to be intuitive with your gift. You have to understand a lot of things about yourself first. So, if you guys are having a hard time with being especially gifted and wondering what you should do, like and subscribe to my channel. Peace, love, and light, guys. This is it. I don't know a lot of people out there that are like me. I hope I get to reach a whole group of sisterhood that has this gift, that you guys are spiritually gifted. And what's your journey? What is your journey? And if you guys need help, I'm here for you guys. I'll put my email below so you guys can reach out if you have questions and comments, even answers. Like, I would love to spread the love in the world of what living in America and being a shaman and being spiritually gifted and believing in God. I believe in God so much that he has presented himself over and over and over again. Whether it's God, whether it's your kone, whether it is the ancestors calling for you, but I want you guys to know, you're special. You're very, very special. Okay? So, so Chanchai, there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay? Peace, love, and light.